Hello everybody, thanks for tuning into this video today. I really appreciate it. So today I'm gonna talk about today I'm gonna have a discussion rather than reviewing a movie or talk about shows and TV, which I usually do. This time I'm gonna have a discussion about superhero movie fatigue and what I think about it. So as you can see from the title of this video, it says, is superhero movie fatigue real and can it be solved? So yeah, that's the issue I'm going to deal with today. I'm going to talk about today. So yeah. Now, why did I choose to talk about this? With the poor box office result of recent superhero films such as Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, Black Adam, and definitely Shazam 2. That's doing very badly right now. I think superhero fatigue is becoming more and more relevant and real for movies. Another thing I wanted to add was that I think it's not only Marvel and DC, this is more targeted towards Marvel and DC films that are part of a shared universe, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the DC Extended Universe. Solo superhero films are still doing great, like Robert Pattinson's The Batman, that was still fantastic, and yeah. So this applies more towards the shared universe, cinematic universe movies. So yeah, just want to put that out also. For shows, I don't think it exists because people still love The Boys. They love Invincible, and also My Hero Academia. People also love it. So I don't think it's for shows. I think for now it only applies for movies, especially Marvel and DC. So yeah. As of 28th March, Black Adam made around $390 million, although it needed around 400 to 450 million to break even. So it's a flop. Ant-Man 3, basically Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, made around 469 million as of 28th March, and that's for a budget of 200 million, and that's not good. So it's clearly not going to do well either. I mean, the first Ant-Man film alone made more money with a lower budget, and that says a lot. So yeah, Shazam 2, as of 28th March, has made a total of 101 million, and that's nowhere close to good. So that's that. So yeah. And you have non-superhero movies like John Wick Chapter 4 making record-breaking box office for the franchise. John Wick 4 made around more than 70 million in the opening weekend in America alone, and that's really a big number because people are expecting this to make around 65 to 70 million, 70 at most, but it exceeded that expectation. That's really amazing. And yeah, so let's break this down. Oh yeah, by the way, I just want to warn you all, this is just my opinion. It might not be the right opinion, but it's still my opinion. Let's have a friendly discussion in the comments below. Alright, so now firstly, the first question. With all these poor box office results, yes, I believe superhero fatigue is real, especially for the movies. And can it be solved? And yes, I think it can be solved. Let's talk about some ways. So now I'm going to discuss some ways to solve this issue. Firstly, I think the movies, they have to find new storylines. It is no surprise to say that if I say that, Marvel has been reusing some of the storylines. That is no surprise at all. Especially Marvel, the Phase 4, they were reusing a lot of storylines. I mean, how many villains in the MCU have we had so far that were created by Iron Man? Like, we need more new original storylines right now. So there's that. Since they are reusing storylines, the stories have become more and more boring. The shows and movies have become more and more boring. So that's why people are tuning out slowly, and Marvel is having a tough time. This is just one of the reasons, but they're having a tough time. With James Gunn creating the new DCU universe, it'll be interesting to see what kind of stories it comes up with. Is it going to follow the Marvel formula as it is right now by reusing storylines, or is it going to be something more different? And yeah, that'll be very interesting to see. The superhero franchises, movies, they need to take a break. Like, they need a break. Remember, quality over quantity. So they need to stop pumping out so many projects, TV shows or shows on Disney Plus or movies, and take a break, and they need to retract back, and they need to start planning better projects. Not only plan better projects, but give the workers a break also, especially the VFX artists. Yes, Marvel, I'm talking about you. Give your VFX artists a break. Like with She-Hulk, you can clearly tell, and even Ant-Man 3, the VFX there was quite bad, so you can clearly tell the VFX artists need a break. And even with Riri Williams' Ironheart suit, the CGI needs work there. So yeah, that's that. So give your workers a break, and also take a break for yourself and come up with newer storylines and plan over with new storylines. 3. Find a way to get rid of all the drama. Remember how I said take a break and come up with new storylines and give your workers a break? Right, do that, plus get rid of all the drama. There's been a lot of drama, especially for superhero movie franchises. Like, it's not only Marvel but DC also. Let's talk about DC first. Look, The Rock and Shazam 2, you all know the problems, you know. Zachary Levi is blaming The Rock for the failure of Shazam 2. Basically, I think I should explain this. The Rock was asked to be in Shazam 2, but he didn't want to be a part of it. And that's why that's somewhat why Zachary Levi is blaming on The Rock and things like that. And for Marvel, we have the firing of Victoria Alonso. I mean, that just put out a lot of things. Like, it explains so much why the VFX was so bad. Like, basically, there's been this poor work condition for VFX artists in Marvel recently because of this person. So what she does is, if you're on her good side, she'll give you more jobs. If you're on her bad side, she will not give you the job. And yeah, that's the kind of situation that VFX artists are in Marvel. So yeah, and that's why the VFX has been so bad recently and things like that. And yeah, that needs to improve on. The firing of Henry Cavill, how Henry Cavill is not going to be a part of the DCU, but Ezra Miller might be. That's also really not very nice. And also, speaking of Ezra Miller, there's the new Flash movie coming out. It'll be very interesting to see how that does in the box office, because the Flash, a lot of people are hyped for it, but at the same time they are not because of Ezra Miller. So that's that. And Brie Larson is unhappy that she didn't get a Captain Marvel 2, and she's causing a lot of problems on the set of the Marvel. So much drama. Like, they need to bring themselves back and really fix these dramas first. So that's that. If not, things are just going to get worse and more dramas are going to come up, and yeah, you don't want that. And next, I'm going to say, last but not least, a lack in sense of direction. This was a huge problem in Marvel Phase 4, where there was no sense of direction. You didn't feel like there was a sense of direction like the first 3 phases in the MCU. It just felt like random stories coming out of nowhere. So yeah, it wasn't really interesting and people were turned off by that. But the biggest victim of this problem is probably the DCEU. I think you all heard it before. James Gunn axed the DCEU so that he can come up with his own DC universe. So Shazam 2 being a DCEU movie, he axed the thing, and this might be one of the last few, if not the last DCEU movie. There was no sense of direction about where it was going to go from here. So people were just turned off and they were not interested in this. So that's that. And yeah, and Shazam 2 bombed at the box office, so that's that as well. And okay, this is the last point I'm going to bring up. Listen to the fans. Like, I'm very curious to see how James Gunn's Superman film will do at the box office and the type of reception you'll get, mainly because people were very unhappy that Henry Cavill did not get to be Superman. I think he should have kept Henry Cavill as Superman, even though he's coming out with his own universe to please the fans. But he didn't, and yeah, we're not getting Henry Cavill back as Superman as of now, so that's really sad. And the fans don't want Ezra Miller as the Flash anymore, but they are still keeping him, apparently. I think it hasn't been confirmed yet, but the new Flash movie, he's still there. They didn't replace him, so the trailer's out already, so yeah. And Marvel also needs to listen to the fans. Like, recently, there are recent films like Ant-Man 3 bombed at the box office, and She-Hulk didn't do that well in the audience rating as well. People were telling them the VFX is bad, but Marvel refuses to listen, especially with one of the writers of Ant-Man 3 who came out and said the movie was good and the VFX was good, which is not true at all. If you have seen Mordok, you will know what I'm talking about. And also there is She-Hulk. People are criticizing the VFX of the show, so Marvel needs, and DC as well, need to fix on all this, and I think they can get back on track. So that's my opinion. Let me know what's yours in the comments below. I'll be very interested to read them. And yeah, thanks for watching and see you next time.